When we noticed that the protein powders that tasted good were the same ones loaded with carbohydrates and saturated fats, we knew we could do better. I think most people understand by now our commitment to formulating better products than anyone's ever done before. And I gotta tell you, I was happy when we took protein on as our next project. MyoFusion is designed for the fitness enthusiast that demands high quality, great taste at an even better price. Pure and simple, MyoFusion Advanced Muscle Building Protein contains optimal ratios of cross-flow and cold-processed microfiltered whey protein concentrate and isolate, egg albumin, and milk protein isolate for its high casein content. A powerful proteolytic enzyme complex for extreme bioavailability and maximum amino acid levels in the bloodstream, and the most remarkable long-term taste satisfaction in the category. This means you get great results the easy way, by actually looking forward to drinking your protein every time. No hype, no misleading labels, just pure bioavailable muscle building potential. So for the educated athlete looking for a hard-hitting, highly bioavailable, cost-effective protein for use from morning to night, day in and day out, nothing will work or satisfy like MyoFusion.
Wow, this is beautiful, Rich.
Well, this is my real, paradise. When I get home from work, in the summertime, because in the wintertime, this is all covered up, and it just got warm, so I opened this up for Poland, MD Poland, because this was closed last week, so we just opened it up. I did all the landscaping, so that it's really very private here. And I love water, and you see I like the fish tank, but I also love water. I love swimming. My kids love swimming. So this is for me, it's a great place just to relax. And as you can see, the waterfall is something that you can just sit out here and all day and just, just relax. Being out here, like I said, we read. Here's my wife here on her own free time, reading Muscular Development Poland. She loves it. But as you can see, it's like I said, to me, this is like paradise.
Looks like it. Looks awesome.
Yeah.
So, Rich, you invited us into your home. And we're not leaving. We like it here. We have the most beautiful weather. We have blue sky. Look behind us, the waterfall. It's so relaxing. Just love it here. But that's not why we're here. We want to hear how it all started. How did you become a bodybuilder? When did you decide that's who you want to be?
Well, I was always intrigued, even as a young boy, 10 years old, 11 years old. I used to read the comic books, and I used to read comic books about the Incredible Hulk and Superman and Batman, and used to see how they had such great bodies and big muscles. Mm-hmm. And I really didn't think anybody can look like that. I never thought anyone can really get themselves to have muscles like that, like the Hulk, until a friend of mine, I was around 12 years old, and a friend of mine, his father collected an old, back then, Muscle and Fitness or muscle, Joe Weider's magazines, Muscle Builder, they were called back then. So I was playing with my friend, and then we went in his basement. He had a home gym, my friend's father. But down there, I saw stacks and stacks of the magazines. And when I picked up the magazine, I started reading them, and I saw these bodybuilders, and to me they were like superheroes. I saw pictures for the first time of Arnold Schwarzenegger, Dave Draper, Robbie Robinson, Franco Columbu, Frank Zane, all these different bodybuilders, Lou Ferrigno, and I looked at these photos and I said, wow, people can actually look like this. No, and this is, like I said, I was 12 going on 13, and I said, I want to be this. I want to be a bodybuilder. And I used to go play, just to go play with my friend. I used to go down, and when I went to his house, I'd go down in his basement, and I would stay there for an hour, reading the magazines. He would get mad at me because he knew I was only using him to go downstairs to read, the magazines, because I was so amazed by it. So a couple years later, at 14 years old, is when I decided to start training with weights.
So this is destiny. Like, this started at the early age.
From me looking at the magazines and me reading some of the articles and the weight training programs in there, saying, wow, maybe I can look like that. So at 14, I actually got my first, my older brother had a weight set. And I come from an immigrant family, of 5 kids. So I'm the youngest, and my oldest brother, he had a weight set in the basement. So I first started lifting with that weight set, and I really didn't know what to do, but I actually got a book, and I was still 14. I got a book, and the book, I can't remember the bodybuilder's name, but he was a bodybuilder, like at the time when Dave Draper competed at this time. So I got the book and started following all the exercises, and I had a bench and a barbell and 2 dumbbells. So I started lifting that way. And what happened was, because I was training at home, there wasn't a lat machine and leg press and all these different machines. And where I lived in a town called Edison, New Jersey. There was a university, and it was right near my house that I can actually ride my bike to. And what I did is I would take my bike to the university, and I would go to the gym, and I would sneak in the gym, the college gym, and start training. This is at 14 years old. So I would...
Like, they probably wouldn't even allow you to go there.
No, I wasn't allowed in there, because I would go there and train, and at the beginning they didn't say nothing, but I was there training, and then someone came and said, you're not allowed in here, and they threw me out of the gym. So I had to stop training there, and then what happened was there was an actual gym in the other town near my house in Highland Park, New Jersey, called Health and Strength. Health and Strength was the first gym that I trained at 14 years old, and that's where I started lifting weights, and that's where I got introduced to other people that lifted weights, and I would ask so many questions at 14 years old to all the different people there, because there were some competitive bodybuilders, amateurs, and it was a real hardcore gym. Today you train in the gym, and it's much more fitness oriented and more commercial. When I trained in the gym, it was real hardcore. This was in a basement, all hardcore equipment, dumbbells, it was dusty. The bench would have screws sticking out. It was really hardcore gym.
You guys really like that stuff. I see most bodybuilders really like that hardcore look, the feel. I think it's more like motivational.
You know what it is? It reminds me of like Rocky in the Eye of the Tiger, and you have that real hungry, look that old school people want to train. And there's not many of those gyms. I don't see any of those gyms anymore. They're not around anymore. Yeah, and a very few of those. But that's where I started, and it was funny. I started at 14. At 15, what happened was we were training in the gym, and they actually had a local, gym contest. A contest in the gym, who was the best bodybuilder of Health and Strength. So I had a bet. There was another kid there, who was a teenager. He's actually a couple years older than me, that I can beat him in a show. So on a bet, I decided to compete in the show. So it took a year, and at 16 I competed in the show. He was 18, but at 16 I beat him, in that show. And then from there I started competing in teenage competitions. And like anything, you go in steps. So I competed in a teenage contest, and my first time I competed, I came in 5th place. So I didn't win the show. The second time I competed in the show, I came in 3rd.